Coming up on today's episode, what's the weirdest or funniest item that you've heard someone refuse to get rid of? You're like, how much time you got?
Some of it's a bit X-rated. Let's maybe next question.
Yep,
next
all right,
question.
done, we'll move on. I think that answer asked and answered. Dodgy advice and bad decisions can cost you big in real estate. We're here to make sure that that doesn't happen. Welcome to the No BS Real Estate Podcast. I'm your host, Jo Agresta, and it's time to take control of your property journey together.
Hi, my name is Eliana Dona. I am a professional organiser and an award-winning moving services provider. So anything to do with your move, from decluttering to packing, unpacking and professional organising, I'm your gal. And today, Jo is going to be interviewing me about all my services and what I provide, and giving you all the lovely little tips and tricks that you can use to help your move become a huge success without the overwhelm and without the stress.
Welcome back, everyone, to the No BS Real Estate Podcast, your listening how-to guide to the Aussie finance and real estate market. I'm your host, Jo Agresta. Now, today, we're diving into something that every single listener will face at some point: moving house. Now, we're unpacking why moving is one of the most stressful events in life, pun intended, why people completely lose their minds during the process, and the household dynamic that shows up almost every time: the thrower versus the keeper. If you've ever argued over what stays, what goes, or cried into a cardboard box, this episode is for you. And the perfect person to help us navigate this chaos is our guest today. Joining me is Eliana Dona, the owner and manager of the Organised Move, a professional organiser turned full-blown move manager. She started out doing home edit style organisation, but quickly realised her clients weren't just trying to get organised, they were drowning in the stress of moving. So she's built a business that handles everything from decluttering to packing to removals to setting up a functional home from scratch. Clients hand her the keys and she brings them back a calm, organised, fully set up life. Eliana, welcome to the show.
Oh my God, that was such a cool introduction. Thank you. I'm so happy to be here. Thank you so much.
Of course. I've been excited to have you because, listen, outside of this being packed with value for our listeners, maybe we're going to settle some disputes and problems in my brain when it comes to keeping shit that I don't need.
Well, I hope you get something out of it today. That'll be amazing.
Oh, I absolutely will. And I know I'm not the only one. Maybe I'm not as bad as a hoarder, I would say.
No?
But I have issues.
Are you sure? Oh, I'll work it out by the end of the day.
All right, we're going to do a psychoanalysis on Jo by the end, and we'll get Eliana's professional opinion on my psyche. But no, I really was excited when I met you. I feel like we were on the phone for 2 hours. Chatting about, exactly what you do. And it's that home edit style, show that we used to all watch and go, wow, look at the way they organised that house, like totally transformed it. Because I have such a appreciation for people who know how to organise shit, understand it and can do it properly, whereas I'm like the chaos, my partner's the organised one. So,
and it's interesting because it's usually the case with most people I meet is that one of them is a hoarder and one of them isn't. One of them is organised, one of them isn't. So it's really interesting that dynamic is actually quite common. So don't feel like you're out of the norm.
Okay, good. One tick in the box already. So, and this is the thing I think that drew me into what you do, because moving house is stressful. I think anyone who's listening who's moved house, even if it's out of a rental and into the, another one, or buying or selling, it's bloody stressful.
Well, it is in the top 5 of the most stressful life events you can experience, 100%. And it is more the emotional turmoil that comes with the move rather than the physical contents and the physical actual move of the process than it is about the emotional. So it's really interesting that's where I've become. That's where my expertise actually has stretched into, more being a counsellor than it has been about physically moving people. It's amazing.
No, and I think that's part of the thing that drew me in, because there is a lot of emotional turmoil that comes with moving, like you said, and you do become more of the psychologist, because I'd imagine, and we're going to get into it today, but you're probably the referee between the hoarder and the thrower, I'd imagine.
Yes, and the removalist and the rubbish removal people. So, yeah.
Oh, I can't wait to get into this. I think the best place to start is the beginning, because your journey into this space was really interesting, you know. So for people who haven't seen your work before, how do you describe what you do?
Okay, maybe I should explain what a professional organizer does, because a lot of people are not familiar with that concept really, unless they watched like the Home Edit or those shows. But what a professional organizer does is they come into your space and pretty much analyze how things should be organized, implement systems, things that are actually functional and sustainable. It's not for me, it's more so about making sure that things are you're going to be able to maintain it.
Yeah.
Not implement beautiful, amazing, aesthetically gorgeous things that are not going to work long term. For me, it is, yes, of course, it's important to make things look good, but at the same token, I want it to be functional and easy, that you will maintain it, so that if I come in 3 months down the track, it's still looking pretty good. So that's what a professional organizer does. But as a result of me doing that level of work, I found that a lot of people who were looking to get organised or declutter, for that matter, were preparing their houses for sale.
Yeah, true.
So I noticed in that whole process that there were so many things that I'd walk away going, I can't believe the removalist didn't do that. I can't believe that they didn't think about this. How did they not do that first? And so the more that I delved into the process of what was going on, the more I realised, oh, hang on a minute. I could be actually helping these people from start to finish, like an end-to-end service of
actually doing it,
actually planning and organizing everything, because there's so many moving parts that need to come together for it to work and for it to be streamlined and to save money. For me, I'm a big stickler for saving money and saving landfill.
Yeah.
So all those things sort of started to come together for me to realize that there is a need for a leader.
Yeah.
To guide people through the moving process.
And, 100%.
And there isn't a lot of that, and people end up, I can't believe it cost me that much, and I can't believe it ended up taking 3 or 4 hours more than it should have, and all those things are related directly to the 3 or 4 weeks leading up to the move that should have happened.
True.
So yeah, so that's what I do. That's my expertise. The end to end. Give me your keys. Let me take over.
I love it. I'll throw my keys at you very quickly and run away. I'm like, don't tell me what's happening. I don't want to know. Because what I like that you said there is systems, not just like aesthetically pleasing.
No.
You know, where it looks nice and oh wow, now it looks great. Now you can't maintain it.
Yeah.
That's the trap. I feel like a lot of us who do the DIY approach of trying to organize ourselves, we end up on TikTok. And there's some good tips on there, but it ends up not being maintainable. Like we can't do it. You know, it's like the first week, maybe the first night, and it's out the window and I've already stuffed up my system. And I'm like, oh, well, we had a crack. And my partner's like, why can't you just put this back? And I'm like, because it doesn't make sense where it goes.
That's exactly right. You do have to tailor it for that family or that person and how they like to see things and do things. So it's not about coming in and just implementing my way, because that's not, everybody lives differently. So I like to assess and look at what the way they're doing things currently and how I can improve that, rather than implement brand new spanking ideas and whiz-bang containers, and which are not going to be sustainable for that particular person, because they will just revert back to their old habits and way of doing it, which becomes a waste of money and a waste of my time and their time. So for me, it's really important that I assess what they're currently doing for me to tweak and adjust that. And it works beautifully.
So like your first meeting with someone like that, let's say I've engaged you and I've called you, you know, if you're Google listing, and then your first step is actually to come and meet you and observe.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's called a site inspection in, you know, the language, where I come in and I look at your space, especially when people are moving, because I also need to look at, okay, how much do we need to declutter beforehand? How am I going to save you money on boxes, on time with the removalists, on time with packing? So there's so many factors where we can shave hours of work just by having the prep ready to go. So I'm always really nervous about people who call me 2 or 3 days before their move and say, can you do this for me, please? I need to do declutter, pack, move, unpack. So which happens, and that's actually probably 50% of my work, which is last minute. But the people who have just sold their home and they know they have to move in 6 weeks, with settlement.
Yeah.
I love those ones because then we have a time frame, we have a plan, I have a schedule, I can have a look at their space. We can, go as far as planning the unpack with looking at what they've bought or where they're moving into or whether they're renting. It just gives us the time and scope for planning, and it's amazing when you can do that for a client, because then they don't feel the stress and the overwhelm of, oh my God, where am I going to put this and where is that going to go and who's going to move me, and eliminate all of that stress. Yeah.
And I think that, so it's like for you, there's almost like different people like that would engage, right? So we've got people that are just looking for that organisational help, like they already have a home, they need that assistance. Then you've got the people that are moving house, like as in they're settling in, like you said, 6 weeks, that need help with the let's declutter, remove crap, move out.
Yes.
And then you've got a cohort of people that are at the very, very beginning where they're preparing their house for sale.
Mm-hmm.
Then they have to sell it. Then they sell it, they have to move, and then they got to move into the new place. And you're like an end-to-end for all of those 3 targets, right?
That's right. Having said that, though, the way the business has grown and the way the direction I've taken it into is more into the moving services. So I incorporate now my professional organising into the pack and the unpack of the service.
Yeah.
So I very rarely now just go in to do the professional organising. It is all incorporated within the moving world.
Yeah.
So which I think is such an added advantage to what I do,
100%.
because it's not just about getting you packed and thrown in boxes. Like the way I train my team is, nothing goes into a box unless it looks like Tetris. You ever play Tetris? So one of the major prerequisites to joining my team is you have to play Tetris on your phone every day, because it's true, because it trains the mind to work in a different way, and utilizing the space in a box, knowing where things, how they can fit. Like I quite often I'll have one of my team members go, oh, I can't this, if I put it this way it's not fitting. Well, try the other way. Keep working with the box until it works, because I'm a big stickler too for not wasting box space and making sure that it's not too heavy for the removal guys, so it slows them down, because if they're carrying a heavy box, it's obviously going to slow them down to the truck. So for me, it's all about efficiency. And if we can nail that aspect too, it saves on boxes, it saves on time with the removalists, it saves us packing time. So I've actually gone into the research of all of that to make sure that every aspect saves you money, saves you time, saves you boxes, saves everything. So it's
that's unreal.
Yeah, so it is. It's all a Tetris game. So get on. Yeah. It's actually, and I was a Tetris champion in high school.
You're like, this is my way of life.
I didn't realize I had that gift from such a young age.
It's like your brain was already working.
It was already there.
And I love it because it's so true. Like, I'm just thinking back to, if I have to put it in a scenario, my grandma's house, right, when we were packing that up, I'm packing up 54 years of stuff.
Yeah.
From a 5-bedroom, 4-bathroom, 12-car space garage house with my family. And we are all in the we've all got our emotions, right?
Of course.
Now, here's my next question. I guess, what do people underestimate the most? Is it the time, the emotions, or just the sheer amount of stuff that causes the overwhelm?
Look, I think the majority of the time, and with a massive 90% percentage of, the people that I deal with, it is the emotional stress. And it is a case of, the making decisions quickly, making them the right way and without the fear, and taking away all the peripheral stuff that plays, all the noise in your head when you're stressed. So I find that as much as, yes, it's about packing boxes and saving time and saving, I feel like I do get involved a lot in the emotional part for a lot of my clients, because they're either, if they're moving because they've been evicted, or they've, or they've had to sell because financially they can't afford it, or it's a divorce. So I'm dealing with grief. I'm dealing with losing memories. I'm dealing with, the conflict of different people involved in wanting, a share of the property. So it doesn't just boil down to packing boxes. I'm actually there as their emotional support, their counsellor, their mediator, and it happens a lot, especially when there's a downsize and you've got a family who have 4 kids. And they're trying to do the best for the parent to move into a retirement village, for example, and they're all fighting about who's going to take that, and that we can't throw that out. It's such a valuable piece of furniture, but then where do you put it, and where are you going to? So I become the mediator in all of this.
You would have died with my family. No,
and, the thing is, it's not a stress for me. I love it. I love it because it is a problem-solving situation, and if I can get that family to come to a decision and to come to a peaceful resolution, I'm a happy girl. So
I think that's the nicest part to hear, right? Because it is so emotional. Like you're describing everything that I think many of us and our listeners go through or have been through at some point. And when you have a lot of cooks in the kitchen, like my grandma, my grandfather passed away, so then we had to do all the downsizing, right? And she went into a 2-bedroom apartment, and the stuff, it was like far out. What are we going to do? And no, we're not the most organised people. We did hold a garage sale about 2 weeks before we were due to move out, and we got rid of a lot of shit. And it was a pretty good job. Our producer knows he's my cousin. He was part of it.
Garage sales are amazing. If you can organise that and be realistic with your price points, very good.
Oh, we got rid of everything.
Yeah.
But and I think this is part of like what the emotional side is, where I keep thinking about how all of us had different things that we wanted to keep, not throw away, or like no, chuck it out. Like my stepdad, he's a thrower. My partner, they're throwers. They'll just put everything in the bin. And we're like, why would you put that in the bin? Like, no. We're all panicking. And, my uncle's
like, could use that one day.
Yeah, my uncle's like, don't you want this? Like, don't you want this? I made this. And I'm like, oh, God, no, now I want it. Yep. Put it in my garage. And, my garage is full of shit still.
Oh, no. Do I need to pop over and visit on my
I'm gonna have to get you down there. My partner would love you because I think I would be told off for no. And I'd be like, oh my God, I'm panicking. But I need it desperately, and I know a lot of people do. Because is there a moment where almost every client cracks, like in terms of that pressure? And then what does that look like?
Absolutely. Well, it can go from like someone who hides in the corner and goes completely silent.
Yeah.
That's when I start to worry because they're just not involved at all. They freeze. And then you have the tantrums.
Okay.
You have the massive arguments and fights that happen like spontaneously. You have the meltdowns. You have the complete trauma responses that come out as well. Like it happens. Not with it. I shouldn't say every move, but it feels like every move. But yeah, look, it's completely natural and normal because when there's a massive load of, the checklist and the things you have to do and the overload emotionally, it takes over and you completely become, you freeze in terms of your decision making and what you need to do. So it's great. Look, the thing is, Joe, I have always been the sort of person that if I'm just at a supermarket trying to decide on 3 different cheeses and I can be standing there focused on which cheese am I going to buy today, someone will come up and just start talking to me about their life problems. I'll turn around and I'm like, okay, sure. Let me, I'll listen to your problems.
And you're like, I'm in the middle of my own.
I know. Blue cheese, cheddar, but it's true. And I've always had that. And my husband laughs about it because he's like, we can't go anywhere without someone wanting to tell you their life story.
But it's true. You've got a very nice energy about you. Like even me, I'm like, so anyway, forget the podcast. I got problems.
Here's my big secret.
Yeah, it's like, here's where I'm a secret hoarder. Help.
Which happens. And I guess it's a trust thing. I don't know. I must have this energy of just trust me with your problems and your secrets.
You do.
And
100%.
And I think that's one of the big factors when it comes to people trusting you with their home and their things. And
because it's so personal.
Yeah, it's very, very personal. And moving is not just about the boxes and packing. It is about dealing with that person's life. You're touching every part of their life, all their items, all their memories, all their past, their future. And, and it's always especially harder especially when it's a divorce. That becomes a really tricky and you can't take sides because they're both trying to get you to see their point of view, and it becomes, like this mediator situation, which I've learned to become very, very good at staying Switzerland and staying really neutral. But
it's tough.
It's tough. Yeah.
Because you're there to kind of do the job of, look, this is just practical. Now, whether one person disagrees or agrees, that doesn't mean I'm siding with you.
No.
It just means I'm
here to get the job done. I need to get the job done. And, but the beauty of it is that, you know what? I've forgotten your question. What was your question?
No, you answered it already, and then we kept talking. Yeah. Then I asked you other questions that aren't on my list because I'm like,
good. It's great. We're on track.
Exactly. So we're all good.
All right. Good.
One of the things I wanted to ask is, was there a job that was surprisingly easy, and then what makes it easy when you get those jobs?
Oh, my favorite thing when it comes to easy jobs is when someone says, Eliana, here are the keys, and just do everything, please. And there's that complete, blind trust that I'm just going to do everything. And I love that because those jobs happen in half the time.
Yeah, of course.
Not so. Obviously, when it comes to decluttering, I need the one-on-one. We can't, because what looks like rubbish to me is something very precious and treasured by them. So I can't make those decisions. The decluttering process has to be one-on-one. But once that's done, I can take over the rest of it. Because my resource, I've got fantastic resources for giving things away, for donations.
Oh, wow.
Things that actually, I give it to, I always like to refer it to people who don't charge me for coming to pick it up.
Yeah.
So it's free pickups, free deliveries, free this, free that. So there's not the added expenses, and we're also not taking it to landfill, which of course costs money again. So it's all about having those resources as well. So the minute I know that, okay, that's the pile we're donating, that's the one we're selling. I've got someone who sells my furniture, someone who
really
everything. So anything and everything, my resources are amazing. It's taken me a good solid 2 years to build a fantastic list of that. I've got someone who'll pick up any black and white photo you've ever had in your life. He just collects them. So that way, that's not also going to rubbish, because a lot of people throw out photos. Yeah, after they've been scanned and turned digital. Yeah, they throw them out. So I've got someone who'll pick up. I'm still trying. Anyone out there who can help me find someone who collects coloured photos would be amazing. But I found someone who does black and white, and I love that.
Because what do they do?
Rusty tools. I've got someone who'll collect that.
Far out.
Any book, any DVD, any CD. Doesn't matter what it is, he'll pick them up for free. So I've got amazing, amazing people.
Yeah.
So that way, when someone gives me their keys, I can do all of that.
I'm going to send you a photo of my garage. you can get a guy for everything there. You got someone who does bloody old cameras, like Super 8 cameras?
Yeah, 100%. Collectibles, you
Books.
name it. There's nothing. The only thing I can't find someone for is curtains.
Yeah, right.
Old curtains,
surely Spotlight would just take the fabric.
They don't. No, I've tried every fabric company, fabric recyclers. They won't take it, especially the ones that are backed for sunblock, whatever they call that.
Yeah, the blockout blinds.
Yeah, blockout blinds. So they end up in landfill, unfortunately.
Oh, wow. That sucks.
Yeah. But,
all right, we'll find you someone.
But look, 98.7% of stuff I can get rid of.
I love that.
Sorry?
Mannequins? What do you mean mannequins? What the fuck? You can see your business. So Karina's asking about mannequins, if she's got a guy for that. Put in the rubbish.
What? Why have you got a mannequin? Firstly, why have you got a mannequin in your garage? There we go.
Fuck.
Problem
Here
solved.
we go.
See, it's my presence. It's my presence.
Guy does a lot of Comic-Con, so he can design a lot of costumes on it.
Sometimes, actually, theatre spaces will take it. People who do theatre production, they'll take things like that because they might need it for props.
I had a mannequin because I made a liquid latex skull cap when I went to Comic-Con with Guy. So, needed a mannequin.
This is becoming a mannequin podcast.
Yeah, it's like, we're probably going to cut this out so people don't think we got some sort of weird fetish. It's like, I got a mannequin too. Me too. And Eliana's like, what the fuck have I walked into?
I can't do anything about mannequins.
Yeah, it's like, don't ask me. This is not the podcast. I digress. Let's move on. If you could force everyone listening to do one thing before they move, what would it be?
Please don't leave things till the last minute, till the 11th hour. Preparation. And, actually a really good friend of mine once said to me, and this was to do with exercise. He said, it's all or something. I said, oh, what do you mean? He's like, you either go all out, train, do the diet, blah, blah, blah. He said, or something. And something can mean 10 squats a day. Cut out sugar for one day. He said, just all or something. Don't feel like you have to do the whole thing. And as we were talking, I was like, you know what? I love that. That's like that.
Yeah.
That actually works in my line of work because you don't have to declutter the house in one day. It's the all. Do the something, which is half an hour in one bedroom. Just one cupboard. Focus on one cupboard where you can eliminate a few things in there. Go into the kitchen, especially rooms that you're not attached to. The easiest thing is to go into a kitchen because you quite happily get rid of a ladle or a pair of tongs that doesn't work anymore or whatever, rather than your memorabilia box, for example. So, things like that. So it is about all or nothing, just something, not all or nothing, all or something, because that little bit of effort you put in daily, and if it doesn't have to be more than half an hour to an hour a day, builds up to being completely prepared to when we come in to help you get packed. And it saves you money as well because you're not having me there one-on-one to do the proper decluttering process. You can do it over a certain period of time. And, obviously the sooner that you have to move, get onto it that moment.
So what's the ideal time that you would want from someone? Like if they were going to move?
Look, in a magical world, I would love to know that 4 weeks ahead of time, you're moving. It just unfortunately doesn't always happen that way.
Of course.
And we, the really organized people, as soon as they sell their home and they know they've got a 6-week settlement, they're amazing because we have a set plan and I can book everything in and have it all planned out and everything runs smoothly. It's not to say that it doesn't run smoothly when it's a 1 week or 2 or 3 day window. It's doable. It just becomes
a rush.
And it means that a lot of it ends up in landfill, and I don't like to do that. I like to really manage it so that we don't
waste
and things are rehomed. I don't look. I probably shouldn't say this, but I'm not a big fan of giving to the big charities. I like to donate to people who are going to give away the stuff or pass it on to people in need, rather than the people in need needing to buy it, who don't have the money. So that takes time. So if we can plan that, that's great. And then if I have my lady who comes in to sell your furniture, she needs a good 2-3 weeks to be able to sell it and move it. Obviously the more time you can give us, the better it is. And for you as well,
100%. No, I love that. And a good point about the charities too. I've never thought about it that way. To give to someone who, sells it off at a very cheap rate, but it's still, these people don't have money. So you want to give it to someone who actually can just take it on.
That's right. Yeah. So I've got a great network of, especially when it comes to donations of clothes, like women's shelters, men's shelters.
Oh, that's awesome.
And obviously they take the kids' clothing as well, because usually women in domestic violence situations, they need as much as possible. They usually run off with nothing on their back. So the more that I know I'm giving to people who need it, the better it is. And, we decluttered a home, a 6-bedroom house. It took 8 of us 3 days to completely, clean that out top to bottom. And I was so happy to know that only 100 kilos went to landfill instead of the close to 600, which we got rid of. So that's a lot. That's a lot.
That's heaps. 600 kilos.
Yeah,
Jesus.
including furniture and tools and blah, blah, blah. So we were able to get rid of a lot.
That's how I feel after I eat a piece of cake. 600 kilos heavy.
Yeah. So, I hear you.
Well, I think the natural place, right, is I want to kind of go into the topic that we have been breaking down, but let's go a bit deeper. I want to talk about the thrower and the keeper psychology, right? Because I've told you, my partner is ruthless, all right? She throws out practical things all the time that I think are practical that she's like, it's a waste.
Give me an example, Joe. Should I be interviewing you now?
It's like, we're going to see Eliana put her glasses on, get a notepad out. I'm going to be lying down on these couches in a minute. So
Tell me.
Let me tell you, right? So when we moved, she gave me one box to fit my stuff into, right?
Oh, I love her already.
I came to this. She was so angry. My parents were wrapped when I was moving out because of all my shit. And my stepdad just kept bringing box after box after box after box. And she looked at me and she goes, we're up to like 20 boxes, yeah? And I said, it's not my fault. Like, I didn't keep this shit. This is my mum. I said, my mum's dropping. I said, and my mum would then call me. She goes, why did he drop that off? And I said, I don't know. He said it said Joe's stuff. And she goes, that's my box of your stuff. You're allowed to keep some stuff here. And he goes, absolutely not. She's moved out. She takes all her shit. She can deal with it. And I'm like, I said, this is ruining my life. And I'm like,
ruining your life.
Yeah. I said, this is killing me. I said, because Vib's over here like, what are you doing? Now, the boxes of stuff, I'm going to tell you the labels. Joe's baby clothes.
What?
Joe's old school uniforms.
Okay.
I had
uniforms.
Yes, primary and high school.
Plural, yeah.
And also work. Right, KFC was.
Oh.
Hang on. I also got a big dump from my grandma's house, which this was the icing on the cake after I cleaned out the garage. I then got 2 big boxes. And when I say boxes, I'm talking about like the vacuum sealed long bags of soft toys from when I was a kid that I didn't even know existed anymore, but they got dropped off.
And you've kept them?
I haven't sorted the garage yet. So it's all in my garage.
I'm so scared. Okay.
You right?
Yeah.
Cards from the last 30 years, birthday cards, all the cards that people have written me.
Even the ones that just say happy birthday?
Yep.
Okay.
Right. Even some that are blank.
Oh,
all right?
Oh.
Now, my partner came to our house with maybe 3 boxes, right? And she chucked everything out. When I was at her unit, I was stressed out. I was like, why are you throwing out the chairs? She goes, we'll buy new ones. I said, oh, my God, I'm just so stressed. Like, we could use the plastic chairs for parties. And she goes, how many parties do we plan to have? And I said, there's already 20 people between our families. Like, I think we'll need some chairs unless you plan on buying 20 dining chairs. And she's like, we're getting rid of them. We took them. That was one fight that I won.
Oh.
Okay. And we do use the chairs. She gave me that. But she threw shit out, appliances, like sandwich presses, like a whole heap of stuff that I was like, why? And she goes, why do you keep everything? You'd keep a fork, a plastic fork, if we had a good memory with it. And I said, no, I wouldn't. I'm not that bad. And she's like, I don't know.
No, yeah, I'm starting to doubt that too.
Yeah, I don't blame you. So you told me this dynamic is incredibly normal, right?
Yes.
Can you spot a keeper or a thrower within 10 minutes of entering someone's house?
100%.
Okay, what are tell me.
It's usually the keeper that loves to blame the thrower.
I do, absolutely.
And usually I'm dealing with the keeper.
Yeah, you would.
Yeah. So what they say, oh no, she wants to keep the blame game happens. Oh no, we can't throw that out. She wants to, other person, or he wants to keep that. I can't throw that out. So that I quickly learned that the person I'm dealing with is actually the keeper.
Yeah.
They can't let that go, so they blame someone else. So the blame game is actually the biggest giveaway. And for me, that's when I know, okay, I need to redirect my process and my strategy with this person, because the thing is they're usually the person that also wants to save the money and also wants to be really good with managing the whole thing so that financially they're not stuck. And so it's about knowing how to speak their language. So I'm like, okay, well, that'll cost this much to move that.
Yeah,
no,
that'd stop me.
I'll talk to her. I'll talk to him. Leave it with me. So that it the minute that the person who runs the finances is always, interestingly enough, the person who is
the keeper,
reluctant to let things go. So it's an interesting dynamic. I'm not saying everyone's the same, but it's pretty much, the majority that end up being in that sort of category.
That's a really good point, because it's that bargaining chip of, okay, cool, we can move it. this is how much.
This is how
and
much.
straight away I'd be like, oh, yeah, just get rid of it.
Yeah, exactly.
Just get rid of it. It's not that well.
Because the thing is too, like you've got to remember too that a lot of the moves we do, or not a lot, sorry, but there are moves that we do where they're putting things in storage because they're renovating.
Yeah, right.
So for the renovation might take up to 12 months. So a lot of the stuff that's gone into storage gets forgotten about.
Yep.
So that whole out of sight, out of mind thing is
so true.
So valid. And it's so important because by the time we come back to unpack them, they're like, oh, you know what? I lived without that, didn't even need it. I lived without that, don't need it anymore. Like, so it's interesting how the declutter is so much more effective when things have been out of sight.
And
you haven't chucked them because you know they've been in storage. So psychologically that works. And then when we come to unpack them, we end up getting rid of half of the stuff that would have saved them in storage in hindsight.
See, this reminds me of so we've got a family holiday house, right?
Yeah.
And there's a whole heap of storage up there. And one of my family members said, what we can do is we can put all this stuff at the holiday house.
Yeah.
And my stepdad, who's the chucker, he chucks everything, right? He goes, absolutely, we're not putting, because it's all our family house, right? And he goes, absolutely, we are not just storing shit that, our children are going to have to go through in 20, 30 years to then go, oh, do we keep this? It's like, he goes, just don't make it a headache. Like, you're not going to look at it. What, we're going to put it there for no one to look at ever again. So I think what's something that you've seen maybe people throw out that made you gasp? Like, ooh. Like
what shouldn't have chucked, you mean?
What you shouldn't have chucked, or what is something that you would classify as
don't chuck?
Yeah, don't chuck.
Those big, massive Dyson air conditioner units, the ones that are like oval shaped.
Oh, that thing, yeah.
Yeah, she was throwing out 4 of them.
What? Why?
Oh, I didn't need them anymore. We're getting proper air conditioning and blah, blah, blah. It's like, okay, well, I know someone who will want that.
Yes, I have a few people.
Yes, give family, friends.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, like very, very rarely I will judge anything that's been thrown out, to be honest.
Yeah.
For me, it's about the process. I become very tunnel visioned about the end result rather than what are we, look at getting emotional about I don't get emotional about anything that gets thrown out. But if it's a Dyson air conditioning unit, I'm going to step in and go, you know what, let's not throw those into landfill. There are people who will love that. So there are people who are quick to throw everything out and not really think about donating. And
you help them sell it as well, don't you?
Yeah.
So they get profit from that as well, I'm assuming.
Yeah, 100%. So like the amazing woman I use who does furniture sales and that sort of thing is, look, it's about saving you time. So when you don't have the time to put list on Facebook or eBay or all those sorts of things, someone like her who comes in and says, I'll sell it all, I just take 50%.
Yep.
Then you know what, most people are so happy for that to happen.
No, yeah, because it's stressful, right?
Stressful.
It's way too much to do.
So so for me, it is about taking away that overwhelm, taking away that stress, all the moving parts that come together to make a move successful. I have them all. So there's nothing you can ask me that I can't say, oh, you know what, I haven't delved into that. Oh, I know what needs to be done about everything to do with your move. So, and I'm quite happy, Joe, honestly, for anyone Australia-wide to call me and ask me questions, email me, what do I do about this, or who should I contact? Or not that I know every supplier or every resource Australia-wide.
But you've got a lot of contacts.
But I can give a lot of good direction into who to speak to.
No, that's awesome.
Yeah, because like I said before, and I will say it again a million times over, the less we put in landfill, the better the planet is as a result of it. And so many people can benefit. So many people can benefit from what you're throwing out. So always think twice about what is getting chucked. Yeah. So as much as I love the chucking. As much as I love the chucking process.
I love it. But I think that gives that reassurance to the keepers, right, that are listening, going, oh, God, you're going to chuck that out. It's like, no, there's a process of not just throwing it or keeping it. Like, it's not hard and fast. It's selling or donating or,
Yeah. There's so many categories when it comes to decluttering. It's not just chuck or keep. Yes, that's exactly right. There is donation, there's giveaway, there's many people who are looking for exactly that one thing you're throwing out or getting
Yeah,
rid of. So
it's so true. It's so
yeah.
true. And on the reverse, what's the weirdest or funniest item that you've heard someone refuse to get rid of? You're like, how much time you got?
Some of it's a bit X-rated. Let's maybe next question.
Yep,
Next
all right, done.
question.
We'll move on. I think that answer asked and answered. My next one would be, how do you negotiate peace between a hardcore keeper and a ruthless thrower? So you mentioned one tip about mentioning the cost to keep this in the move. Are there any other ones any other ways that you have to negotiate those arguments that blow up?
I try really hard not to become judgmental about the reasons why they're throwing out or not. I try to be really logical. So I look at, money, I look at time, I look at space. If the space doesn't warrant having that big antique buffet in the new, then we need to talk about that. Why we're not going to be able to move it in there. So there's lots of little bits and pieces. It's not a hard and fast answer, I guess.
Yeah.
But I try really hard not to get myself emotionally attached to what they're keeping or throwing out.
Yeah.
So it is really, for me, about working out, are you keeping it for the right reasons? And the minute I pick up that the only reason is because it's sentimental and they feel bad,
then
this is where we need to go down an avenue of, okay, why don't we take lovely photos and publish them in a photo book? Then you've got them there, you can see it, but the physical thing can go to someone who really loves it and needs it and has the space for it.
I love that. That's such a good, just a really small tip. I think the way you delivered it was much better because my partner said, take a photo of it, you got it forever. And I was like, how dare you? That's not the same thing.
No, well, she's right, because the thing is, you take a photo on your phone, it's lost forever unless you're actually going back and scrolling back for it.
Yeah.
So what I do with a lot of, especially when it comes to memorabilia, a crocheted blanket or some figurine that looks hideous, but it meant something to someone.
Yep.
Let's take lovely photos. So we set up a corner in a laundry even where there's white walls, white bench, take lots of nice photos, publish them in a little, those little photo books, which takes up 1 centimeter on a bookshelf rather than 3 shelves
of stuff.
So then you all of a sudden have extra space. Someone's taken that beautiful, ugly figurine.
Yep, and put it somewhere hidden.
And put it somewhere where they love it, so it's...
But what's great about this, right, is I'm thinking about it already. I'd go, that's such a great idea. Then what would happen is I'd do it. I'd never look at that album for the next 20 years.
Yes,
you reckon?
You would. Yes, you would.
Reckon?
People do. It's interesting. They're more likely to pick up that photo book and flick through it than they are taking that stuff off the top shelf in a cupboard and looking at it and going, then they're never going to do that.
That's a good point. All right.
The photo book is more likely to get picked up. Even though it may not get picked up, it's going to be picked up more than taking that off the top shelf in a random laundry cupboard that nobody looks at. Yeah.
Well, I want to ask, I know this is it's so personalized to every couple or every, household, right? But what system do you recommend for couples who constantly clash during a move? Is there ever a system that kind of unanimously works out?
More often than not, I need to kick one of them out.
Oh, really?
Oh, yes, yeah. In the absolute nicest possible way. But because it disrupts my system and my flow and time and money. So the minute I feel like I'm mediating too much, it's eating into the hours they're paying me to do this. Yeah. So I often will ask one of them to, look, it's better and quicker if one of you goes to work.
Yeah. Is
it okay if we can continue working while one of you decides to head off to work now?
Yeah.
Or whatever it is. Obviously it's very personal in every situation, but it's really, really impossible when you have a clashing situation where I start to feel responsible for how much I'm charging to just be a mediator.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm there to do the job, the physical work, the labouring, whatever it is with my team. So I'm very conscious of that, and I let them know that too.
But that's good that you do. Like, you can just communicate it.
Yeah, because it's important. Like if I'm working for you and you're having a big fight with your partner, in the process, do you really want to pay me for you guys to take this time to argue?
Yeah, it's like you're just paying for tickets to the UFC at this point.
Aren't you paying me to party? Yeah. So it's like, what do you? Yeah. So it can be really tricky, but I think that the interesting thing is when someone sees you as an expert in your field, and you make those kinds of statements and you make those suggestions.
Yeah,
it's instant.
Well, yeah. I think this is the perfect time to play a game with you. I've made this one up. And I've purposely kept the items away from your pre-recording, so I'm going to tell you what they are.
So I'm going to be judging. Okay.
All right. Now, this is no judgment on you. It's just your professional opinion.
Okay. Is it based, though, on my personal ideas, or is it?
All right, let's go.
I don't want to upset any of your listeners.
Let's make it on a personal note,
okay,
right?
if it was my stuff.
Let's say it was your stuff.
Oh my God, this is easy. Let's go. Let's go.
This is gonna help us get into the psyche of like, okay, what's your mentality and process? So not all of them you're going to explain, but some of them I'll ask you to open up on why you keep it.
All right. I knew it wasn't going to be easy. So.
No.
All right.
So this game is called Throw It or Keep It. So the way it works is I'm going to read out real items that people have actually kept, fought over, or irrationally thrown away. And you're going to answer whether you'd keep it, throw it, donate it, or keep it but store it properly. All right?
Okay. Ooh.
And I'll ask you and remind you. So most of this will be rapid fire, but I'll stop you on a few because I want the logic behind some of the decisions, and it's not personal, I swear.
Is this like a secret consultation for you, Joe?
No, they're not all my shit. It's not all my shit.
This is your garage inventory, isn't it?
It is a bit. I have taken inspiration from my house, my parents' house, my grandma's.
All right, no judgment.
And the internet.
No judgment. Let's do this.
And I don't get offended easily, so you can go for it. All right. So this first one, are we going to keep it, throw it, or are we going to donate it, or keep it to store properly?
Okay.
Your Deb dress or formal dress?
Take a photo, get rid of it.
All right. Mum's old bridesmaid's dress.
Oh, get rid of.
Oh, get rid of it.
Not even take a photo.
It's from the 80s.
There's probably already photos, so just get rid of it, yes.
Childhood soft toys.
Gonskis, please.
Okay.
Again, photos, take photos.
Birthday cards.
Look, stored properly, but only the birthday cards that have a fabulous, beautiful sentiment written in them. I am really opposed to anyone who writes a birthday card with happy birthday. Love, Joan. Can't do that. No, there's nothing beautiful about that. Let's get rid of it. Okay?
Right, okay.
So if they're beautifully written, 100%. Have a nice little box, store it away, and you will look at those.
Okay, I like that.
Okay. Yes. The sentiment. It's about the sentiment. Yeah?
Yes. Childhood notebooks.
Joe, what kind of notebooks?
They're not mine personally. I'm talking like old diaries.
Physics summaries or chemistry. No.
School books, all of that stuff.
No.
Okay.
Unless they're English papers that you wrote creatively that meant something, okay. But maths, physics.
Not all your textbooks, basically.
Please, God. You'll never look at those. You know that.
What if we need to restart civilization? I'm not going to argue. I'm just joking.
Oh, no.
Okay. Old high school uniform.
Is it written on?
Yeah, like the signed shirts.
Yeah, no, you got to keep that.
You got to keep that?
Got to keep that. You can't photograph that, so you got to keep it. Yeah.
Got to keep it. But then all the other generic high school items like your school
like
tie.
Ties, socks, shoes.
Skirt.
No.
Yeah.
No, nobody needs that.
Nice. Photos with people that you don't talk to, ex-friends or ex-family. But they've been put in a frame, they've been given to you as a gift, and now you've got them.
Get rid of it. Chuck.
Do you reuse the photo frame?
Does anybody use photo frames anymore?
I have no idea. I know
No, they do, but no. Unless they go in line with your styling and your decor, sure. But this is the thing. A lot of people now have those digital photo frames.
That's what I'm saying. That's what we have.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I like that. I like less stuff.
Less is more.
Minimal is beautiful.
Okay. Travel souvenirs.
Oh, they ruin my life.
I've got to.
Because who needs those magnets?
The magnets.
Who really needs that many on your fridge? 78 of them or so. But look, I get it. Some of them, if they have a real significance to a memory or there's an attachment of some kind and it's not taking up valid space, for me it's all about the real estate. So it's like within the house. Like, is it taking primary real estate within your home? Then, yeah.
So it's like keep but store properly. It could be like stashed away. Potentially. Or get rid of a lot of it. And if you need to keep one or two things, you could.
Yeah. Yeah. Like like if you've been to Germany and you love Germany and you bought 12 things from Germany, maybe keep 3.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Or even 2.
You're like, or none. Take a photo. Move on.
Take a photo. Big fan of taking photos.
No, I like that tip. VHS tapes or DVDs?
Oh, they can be given away to the right people.
That's true.
Yeah, because you'll never play those again.
Well, no, unless you've got a video player.
Yeah. But there are people who collect those. And good luck to them. That's great.
Yeah.
But they shouldn't be in your space if you're never playing them in a proper VHS player or DVD player. Yeah.
Love it. And now I want to do a round 2.
Okay.
This is the just in case gremlin items is what I call them. Random mystery cables. I feel like they just birth out of nowhere.
Oh, they do. They reproduce.
They reproduce in a box that you're like, what the hell is that?
Okay. My tip with that is the minute that you buy anything electronic and it has 2 or 3 extra additional cables that come with it that you don't necessarily need but may need down the track, because it happens.
Yeah.
Put them in a Ziploc bag and label it.
Nice.
Because then what happens is you label it, for example, it was the Xbox whatever at the time, and if that Xbox disappears a year after you've purchased it and you happen to be going through that cable box, you'll see, the Xbox, we got rid of that 2 years ago, easy to chuck out. Rather than sort of then pay an electrician to come and suss out what that cable's for. Do I still need it? Do I not need it? So it's about being organized from the minute you buy the item and going, okay, and labeling it and putting it away. If it's a cable box you haven't touched in 5 years or more, they've all got to go. You've obviously moved on. You've never needed it. You never will need it. And if you do, there's always
a shop.
J-car.
Yeah. You can go buy it.
Yeah. Officeworks, whatever. You can go buy it.
I like the tip, though, about getting organised just from when you get the item.
From the minute you get the item. And I'm a big stickler for, like, especially warranties and things like that.
Yeah.
Have a folder where when you've bought something and it has a 2-year warranty, you label it in a nice folder, put the date, so you check on the item a month before the warranty ends. And if it's starting to play up, take it back before it runs out and you'll get it replaced. Yep.
You'll be happy to know. This one, Tupperware lids with no containers.
Yeah, gone.
Yeah.
Gone. Tupperware should be gone forever regardless. Plastic is the bane of my existence. It's just, it multiplies and it doesn't decompose. Please buy Pyrex or or what are they called? The decor, the glass with the plastic-ish lid. It's actually much healthier, much better for you. And you're less likely to lose the lid or the bottom on those.
That's true. Plastic bag stash.
Oh, for God's sake. Woolies and Coles have a lot to answer for by introducing that whole bag situation, because there is cupboards full of plastics where people feel bad to throw them out.
Yeah.
So does Melbourne have Harris Farm?
Don't think so, do we? No.
Because in Sydney, there's a Harris Farm will take all your leftover bags and excess plastic bags or paper bags. So people, when they go into shop there, they just use someone else's.
Oh, right.
They have a big bin where you can reuse those. Because otherwise, again, it ends up in landfill. So just get into the habit of putting, the 10 top bags that you love to use shopping back into the boot of your car after you've unpacked your groceries.
And that's where they live.
So that's where they always live, and that's where you'll always remember to use it rather than buying more bags every time you shop. So
I'm a culprit of that one. My partner goes, "Why don't you take the bag with you?" I said, "I forgot." And
this is what you do, Joe.
I'm going to learn. All right, I'm learning.
You unpack your groceries, you put them all into one. Once all the bags are empty, put them all in one bag, put them right at the front door. So next time you're going out, grab that bag and put it straight into your boot of your car again.
I'm going to try those tips and I'll report back.
Please, I will check on you next week.
Yeah, oh God. This next one is spare keys that nobody recognises.
Spare keys that nobody recognises. Okay, this is a rule amongst my business and my team members, is that we are never allowed to pack any keys or throw away any keys. Never. So that's something that is completely and utterly your own responsibility. Sorry. Yeah.
Okay, I love it.
That could be a key to a treasure chest or money.
Money or something.
Something. So no, keys I can't throw out.
Okay. And this last round is the one for the rage purge or the thrower energy. So what would we do with these? Perfectly fine plastic chairs. For anyone that didn't hear that, I dramatically turned the page.
Personal. Can't throw those out. No.
Eliana's scared to answer the question.
I'm not going to answer.
No, but seriously, what is the practical thing to do with general working items like that? Would you donate it or would you?
Oh, donate. Yeah.
Donate.
Look, as long as they're not damaged, stained, or if they're in good usable condition, donate. Yeah, definitely donate.
Okay, I can manage that. You survived. Working appliances that aren't aesthetic.
Like what?
I'm talking like a microwave. It works, it functions, but it's not like sleek and black. It's the white one that's,
Oh, you'd be surprised how many shelters will take those.
Yeah, okay.
Because, then they can put it in the individual rooms for...
Oh, true.
Yeah, so those sorts of things can easily be donated,
Donate, I like that. Yeah. Storage tubs, because you've decluttered so much that now you have spare tubs.
I love that you've come this far. Wow, okay.
I've got spare tubs.
Look, spare tubs I never throw out, because anything to do with storage and containers are my favourite thing in the world.
Right.
You will always reuse those. Always reuse them.
Yeah, so they're kind of like, it comes in cycles. It's like you'll use this for that moment, but then you might move that on.
Yeah, especially in garages. They're great for storage in garages,
Yeah, no, we don't have storage tubs in the house.
No, good.
Homewares that no longer fit the vibe. So homewares like as in you've got like maybe a clock on the wall. It works. It's just, it's not.
Donate.
I like this. Clothes worn once and then, or like clothes worn once, then donated.
Donate.
Yeah. Books you might read.
Oh, look, the thing is, I've never really heard anybody say to me, I read that book 4 times or 3 or 2 times for that matter. People will say, I've watched that movie 68 times, but reading a book a second or third time is really unlikely. And I find books like a massive, massive take up of space in a house. So there are lots of people that will come and take them and resell or, donate. So, yeah.
And you can always buy it again if you really wanted to read it again.
If you're really, really desperate to read it again, you'll buy it again, But very rarely that happens. That happens.
Yeah, no, give us Cliff Notes, you'll be right. Decorative gifts that you don't like. So these are things this is what I find a problem. People give you shit, right? They give you a gift. Yes. You don't like it, but now you feel bad.
Yeah, you do. Look, I don't believe that regardless of where it's come from or how it's got to you, if you don't love it, it should not be in your space.
Yeah.
The things that surround you and for your mental health, for just your emotional health, for lots of different reasons, you should only be surrounded by the things that you love and
Yeah.
that you love to look at and that you love to keep. Anything that gives you that slight ick or that slight feeling of, I just should keep it because there's a guilt related, anything that's attached to guilt or shame or those ugly emotions, they should not be in your space.
Love
Your
it.
space should be full of the things you love and are passionate about and get you excited and make you feel good. Anything that gives you a negative feeling,
Get rid of it.
it doesn't matter who gave it to you. It doesn't matter where it came from. It should be gone.
I love that. That's I can't wait to go home and do some shit.
Oh, I'm coming with you.
Yeah, you're like, yeah. Well, you need
I
an
don't know if
auditor.
I trust her.
I'm gonna have to film the whole thing and tack it on this episode and go, all right, here's Joe's emotional psyche.
But you know what's interesting is how much more properties sell.
Oh yeah,
when they're actually very systematically decluttered and organized. They sell for so much more because what you're selling is not the house, you're selling the space. You're selling how much space you're actually providing for the potential new buyer.
Well, this is why staging works out.
Exactly. So it's what's interesting is that people realize, oh my God, I could live on so much less with so much less.
Yeah.
And you end up with so much more. So it's a really, really interesting how much accumulation and excess impedes on not just your physical space, but your mental space and emotional space. So the more that you are able to detach from things, the happier you are. The more you attach yourself to things, the more it creates a stress in the body and a stress on the mind and a stress on the people around you.
Oh.
So, you know, the biggest successes we've had with property sales that I've worked on are the ones that are willing to let go of a lot more than they do. So, yeah, because you want to present your home to someone who can envision and see what their things will look like in your home. So if it's cluttered with your stuff
all the time,
that's your personal stuff. It can be a turnoff for a lot of people. So. It's just really interesting because that dynamic not only works for sales, but you realize that on day-to-day living, you can and will be better off with less. Yeah. And excess is a chronic disease of our society and life. We feel like we need to fill our home with more things, give our kids more, give our partners more, give, our families more, when really they don't need more other than your time, your space, your love, and not things.
It's a beautiful way to think about it, right? Because what you've described today is like, obviously you're talking to someone who's the hoarder here, but what I've loved about that discussion is you've put things practical, right? It's not like you're getting rid of it to get rid of it.
No.
Just for the sake of it. It's like it's got a purpose, it's got a place. Maybe it's not in your home. And I think part of the stuff that we've grown up with, a lot of people in like my age group and your age group, and the guys here, we've grown up with the 90s, 80s clutter where everything was friggin' spewed up everywhere, right? It's like everything was bulky, nothing was minimalist. It was just stacked up. And then we're trying to get into that modern era where we want things clean and nice. And then we're like, oh, shit, now we just have to have a hidden area in the garage for all our stuff that we're sentimental about that we grew up with. And I find it interesting that we've moved, do you find, looking back, on how homes were organised and systematic back then, that a lot has changed now, or not really? It's still the same kind of principles.
I think I think it's definitely been geared more towards the fact that we're accumulating a lot more.
Yeah.
Where shopping is so easy now. You don't have to go physically into a store. So, I remember we were decluttering and moving and packing this particular client. And as we were doing that, she was having deliveries from Amazon. And no kidding. So things were being delivered that we still had to pack while we were, so it's an interesting thing because the access to shopping and the access to accumulation is so much easier than it ever was. So people are buying and spending more. Social media has a lot to answer for because I can tell an Instagram buyer a mile away the minute I'm working in their home. Every ad that's popped up for them, they've purchased. and it's sitting there, not getting used because it might work,
It was a
might
fad.
not work. So
Yeah.
there's excess has become a real problem. I don't think excess was a problem
As much back then.
I think back then we had stuff because it meant more, whereas now it's about just, I don't know if it's about showing off or about
trends
or about being in the know, or it's just become a real problem because people are not really using or needing the things they're buying. They're just buying them.
I love that's a really interesting way because, like, I look at pictures from like old properties and I'm like, yeah, far out. We used to have a lot of shit, but then you're right. It's not. It's like it's so accessible now. Gets delivered.
So accessible and it's so easy, and so it means you can have. And and I, personally, I love Amazon because when I need something for a client and it can be delivered the next day, so happy. But to be able to use Amazon purely for, random things that you don't know that you're going to use or not, but because it was cheap or because it was quick to get it delivered, then it gets stacked up in a cupboard, and I call them the Amazon cupboards, because they're full of things that you're never going to use again, but you bought them because they were cheap or they were amazing, they sounded interesting. But we are in an age of excess, and and I find that really quite disturbing because we're surrounding ourselves with more material things rather than the essence of human connection. And I think one of the big reasons that my business is a success, and not to sound like I'm, blowing my own trumpet, but it is because I make it about human connection. I make it about, what is important, what really is the fundamental, beautiful truth about our everyday existence and living. Is it that plastic toy that kid's never going to look at? Like, I know when my son was 2 years old, 3 years old, he would get the most colourful, amazing toys given to him, but he would only play with the water bottle from Woolies for 3 hours and not drop it once, whereas that plastic toy would get dropped and I'd be forever picking it up. But that bottle never left his hand, or a cardboard box. So we undervalue the simplicity of how beautiful things can be without the excess and the hoo-ha that comes with the new trend and the new thing that's supposed to be great for your child. Your child wants nothing more than love.
Yeah.
To feel safe, to feel protected than they do about
their stuff.
I
love that. Like, we've actually come to the end of our episode, and I think that's a beautiful way to wrap it up, because this has been a bit of therapy for me. Yep, a bit of a reality check. Yep. A lot of my partner's probably right, but no, honestly, yeah, she tunes in. I tell her the episodes to avoid too.
Report back to me.
It's like you can never get a message. It's like I either go hard and I'll just get rid of everything. She'll be like, "Why'd you throw that out?" I feel like I'm in a mode.
Yeah.
But no, honestly, I've really enjoyed this conversation. I think a lot of people that are listening, there's a lot of value to what you do outside of like, mediating, throwing and keeping, but also I think you've got a full service that's delivering so much value for moving house. It is a stressful period. Like you said, it's one of the top 5 reasons people are probably divorcing or separating. And you've brought a lot of calm. Your energy and your vibe's just beautiful. Like, I love it. I've enjoyed this episode thoroughly, and I've probably divulged too much and everyone's going to judge me, and that's fine. I don't care. I like stuff.
Not what I was hoping you'd say, but that's okay.
No, I honestly, you've really actually changed my mindset on some of the stuff I'm going to try and do this weekend. I'll report back to you genuinely because I'm already thinking about, like, my study is a big space that I'm always in, but there's a lot of clutter in it. And it's just stuff that is like given to me. Then I'm like, okay, thank you. And I've put like the mug for the business on top of that shelf and some other paraphernalia. And I'm like,
4 hours with me and you'll be a brand new person. I
think we just need to fly you down back to Melbourne, and you're going to come to my house.
Yes.
We'll put you up in the podcast van when we're back. That's it. But thank you so much for coming on the show today, Eliana.
Oh my God,
I've
this
thoroughly
was great.
enjoyed it. My last question to you for our listeners is, what's one thing you want our listeners to remember about moving or decluttering, if they can take anything away from today?
Okay. Well, I guess the biggest thing is to always, like I mentioned earlier, to make sure that you always have the things that you love around you. And if you're looking to move and in the not too distant future, to have a good plan. I'm actually more than happy to always provide my checklists. So they're happy to send those out to you for, obviously there's no, you don't need to engage my services in order to get any of that information. I'm happy to answer any questions anytime. So if you have any concern, anyone has any concerns or needs guidance in any way, I'm happy to reply to any emails. I'm permanently stapled to my phone or my computer. So, but yeah, definitely always have a good, clear plan. The all or something approach is amazing. Do little bits at a time. And don't leave things till the last minute. Last minute creates more chaos and more stress.
I love it. For all of you guys listening, and thank you, Eliana, once again, great advice and great guidance. I've loved this episode. It doesn't cost anything to pick up the phone and have a chat.
No.
Pick up the phone, have a chat. There's a whole checklist there. I'll talk to Eliana. Hopefully she lets us put it in the show notes. Maybe we can do something.
Absolutely. No problem at all.
But let's, have that conversation. I know exactly what I'm doing the minute I press stop on this podcast. Eliana's getting a job. No, seriously, thank you again. I've really loved it. And thank you so much for flying all the way down to Melbourne just to do this episode in person.
Thank you so much for having me. This has been amazing. Thank you so much.
I'm so glad. And for anyone that wants help decluttering, packing, or just fully outsourcing their move, where can people find you? Is it your website is best?
Website, theorganisedmove.com.au. On Instagram, just look up The Organised Move. And look for that symbol.
Very nice. And we'll put it up on the show notes as well for everyone
please,
with your links.
Yeah, but and my phone number's there. My details are all there. Feel free to call, message, email, whatever suits you best, and I'm happy to respond.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. And for everyone listening, good luck with your next move, whichever side of the thrower or keeper battle you're on. Like I always say, it costs nothing to pick up the phone and have a chat. So give Eliana a call and let her help you through your next move. So thanks again for hanging out with us on the No BS Real Estate podcast. We'll see you next time.
Thank you.
That's a wrap for this episode of the No BS Real Estate podcast, powered by Abodey AI. If you found this conversation helpful, don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and share this episode with someone who might need it. If you're looking for more guidance on your home buying journey, you can visit www.abodey.com.au for expert advice, property insights, and the tools you need to find the right home with confidence. If you're already on your journey, you can also download our app. Just search Abodey AI on the App Store or Google Play. Have any questions or want to connect, you can follow us on Instagram at abodey.com.au or send us a message. We'd love to hear from you. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you in the next episode.